people of extraordinary talent. In Blaq Ice and Blaq Ice Productions, Blaq Ice, an international spoken word artist, brings to you Heirs to the Throne 2, featuring Sharon TTO, Poetry Tap, Jay Butter, Geronimo, Lyrical Paradigm, J.S. Bach.
I want to welcome you to the greatest show on earth. First, let me start with the show.
He's a graduate from Morgan Park High School. Proud of that too. As he should be. But let me explain to you what has happened since he's graduated from high school. He graduated from high school with a full 4-year scholarship, free ride to college. This is since he won the P.O.E.T Idol 2011. He also dropped his first mixtape release called 72 and 10. You can catch him on YouTube. 72 and 10. He also, check this out though, he is the only international spoken word artist on this show tonight for Heirs to the Throne. He got a trip to Africa, y'all. He got a trip to Africa where he began teaching English in Africa, as well as performed his spoken word poetry in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the 2011 P.O.E.T Idol winner, an international spoken word life artist. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, are y'all ready for the next prince? I said, are y'all ready for the next prince? Y'all already know, put your hands together for J.S. Bach.
To the side, come on. I can feel your heartbeat and I can get you breathing. Into your eyes, try to see into your mind. See into your soul. When it's to the level, me and you can go with the speed that's in control. But it's all about you that makes me want to change. I like the way you dance and the way you play.
Come on, Bob. Hey, Doc. What you know about yokes of bondage and generational curses? Never enough for dinner cause father left you deserted. Mama's coming home famished from 12 hours of work and the feds bump them like virgins. We really just out here serving. We're teenagers expecting fathers from which I dreaded like Rasta, smoke blunts and back at the casa and twisting force like this pasta and Mondo carry a chopper which he nicknamed Chupacabra. Your father remind me of salsa the way he laying on top of you. Popular but provocative. Hard to be hood and positive. He'll probably have a felony before he have a scholarship. He hails from a city where racism is your politics and half these rap with niggas not ready for my apocalypse. But my sister Brenda got a baby by a crooked little nigga. That lunatic out here snitching, hurting to something wicked. Stop that wildin' before it get violent. And those are just words of wisdom, man. Cause if my homie call, I don't give up, I'm gonna get him.
I think I need to release myself from her. See, I don't know how these bad memories have embraced her, but I gotta let her go.
Come on, LP.
You see, I thought her views would change once healing was in place. But it seemed her reflection saw the same old face and her thoughts would run away at a less steady pace. So every time her mind began to race, she was brought back to that same familiar place. You see, I didn't realize her power had me warped and disdained. I didn't see her soul stains. I didn't cry with her to release her pain. Instead, I tried to hide her. I tried to push out her breath and take her presence, no longer supply her, no longer sustain her. I'd rather deny her. I tried to push her to the brink of my own sanity, hoping that if I pushed enough, she would disappear and free me of this calamity. Daniel felt he could see her spirit leave her body as he watched her die. He'd seen so many other young soldiers go before her, but this time, he wanted to cry. You see, the two had shared plans of returning home to pick up where they left off. Now the dreams she had for the future were gone on Iraqi ground with what the shell ripped off. She was about $20 and 5'3", proud, because she just made 23. She was fine as hell, but too young to die. But thousands have died for a war mounted on a lie. Her baby daddy really never was much of a man. But to support her kids, her mother will do whatever she can. She spent her last minutes on this earth in pain and misery. I don't care what Bush said, dying is dying. Whether you die low or with this so-called dignity. That's that piece.
How many ways can I say that I miss you? Longing for that day I get to kiss you. I hunger for your smile in the day that I'll touch that touch I haven't felt in a while. I miss you. I'm waking up every day wishing I could be with you. See, it's like God is making me work for 7 years just to get you. Dangling you at my arm's length with nothing else to do but say, I miss you. You are the pen to my paper, the glow to my light. With you there and me here, there is darkness and I just cannot write. I try to fight these feelings within me, but like Tyson, I eventually reach defeat, praying one day you come back home and pull me out of this kitchen, cause I can't take this heat. I can't eat, can't sleep. I'm broke down like 9/11 on 7 days straight. I'm all weak, can't you see? I miss you. I'm like Amos with no Andy, or SpongeBob with no Sandy. And if this world can't make you my wife, then there's no help on earth that they can hand me. I miss you. Without you, I don't know if I can last. See, I'm feeling like an empty glass. I'm poetry without the jazz. And I miss you. See, baby, day and night I find myself trying to figure out ways to make this work. And I know we both been hurt. No matter what you do, and no matter what we go through, my feelings for you are still true. And I want to be there, right there, where you are.
Cold winters turn into cold hearts. Feelings fade when the guns spark. A renegade with ammunition making all seeing eyes turn dark. Genocide on our own kind. Africans outnumbered by the ones that's dying. A shipload tossed in the seas of city streets. Little kids popped off on front porches and back seats. Tears streak like colors on the canvas. Dried up on the faces of the victims and slipping into phantoms. My black skin is becoming non-existent. Transparency is the kings and queens who never make it out of adolescence. Every night they count their blessings and sleep to hood dreams. The sounds of automatic weapons and the sight of a murder scene. Identity crisis reflects in the pupils of their eyes. Soul searching on the blocks behind the OGs who's notorious for committing crimes. Overcasting the cloud shrouds of them days that we're living in. The rain countless tears destroy the flood-shot city, the shower cycle Lake Michigan. As we reminisce on self-destruction and we're all in the same gang lyrics. Now we gangbang to an opposite beat that united our streets before we became killers. From the south to the west sides is out of control. Too numerous to comprehend the lost souls. These little babies, I pray for their protection from their head to the toes. Every time they step across a threshold, let's tote these guns up. Let's make Lupe Fiasco's reality a fiasco. That our own little Barack and Michelle's live well beyond life expectancies, and I expect to see a change. That this cold winter freeze over the residue of pride. Let it freeze over the force of homicide. Let it bind and blind the beast, so that this genocide may finally cease. Lupe Fiasco. Thank y'all.
What are you offering to the church? Yeah, I said it. What are you offering to the church? A lot of you walk around with this holy up and down because you're offering to the offerings a little bit more. But I'm asking you, what are you really offering when you walk through that door? See, I pay my tithes different from most Christians. I use verbal expressions to teach God's lessons. It's ever present that some of y'all treat the pleasant like peasants because they can't afford to give more from their severance. Like that's the only road to the heavens. So in essence, what are you offering to the church? They say if I offer rings, I gotta offer rings to the offering, but I offer dreams that alter schemes of all the teams that serve the things on the block and they scared to be, so they'll skirt the heat before they ever look weak. That's who I offer to. And in case some of y'all thinking that's illogical, God said it only takes the faith of a mustard seed, so imagine the passion of a full-blown daffodil. This passion's real. Some of y'all passive still. Go to church and pass the bills. But witness these kids pass the steel so they can blast and steal. Don't you realize to these babies to block that mass appeal? When I'm offering to that boy with the gun, won't build new church doors, but have them knocking down the old ones. Nah, these words won't add to the church fund, but they had a hood so excited about the word, they'll leave like church fun. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying don't take care of home. Galatians 6:6. One who has taught the word must share all things with the one who teaches. And that goes for small gatherings to legions. All I'm saying is how could you elevate the elevated, meditate the meditated, congregate to a congregation. These are the new revelations. Just because you bring the church prophet doesn't mean you are the church prophet. Simple logic.
Yeah. Here comes another one.